Hello, my name is Sippies, and you can call me B, and welcome back to some more Winter's Wish. Feels like it's been forever. I've been feeling burnt out, and I've been streaming some other things, and then Hakuoki came out. I cannot not play Hakuoki when it comes out, man. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we're back to business. To his uncertain reply, I answered. Looks like we're... Thank you. Thank you, Tomonari. To Tomonari, I was special. That alone gave me a certain feeling of security. Now that I think about it, I've been saved by your kindness ever since we met. When I think about it that way, you might be special to me too. Huh. I'm special? And then Tomonari's eyes widened in slight surprise. It was as if he never expected to be told that. Sorry. Did I upset you? No, that's not it. It's just that... It's weird. I felt something strange, like a warmth, deep inside my chest. Am I sick? Oh man, this isn't your route. Huh? Maybe not. This isn't a bad feeling. It's actually... I pressed the button. Oops. But when he was about to say that much, Tomonari closed his mouth. I said something weird. I'm sorry. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah, I'm sorry too. Was that Tomonari's sealed heart reacting just now? I'm happy that I'm able to become closer to Tomonari, but I should be more careful. Vessels who regain their memories or heart will be eliminated. With that in mind, I stopped talking. Afterwards, we immediately returned to where Tojo was. We decided to confirm for the last time what we needed to do. Listen, there's no need to panic. We know that he has the magnetama in his inner pocket. All we need to do is wait for the chance to steal it. If you see an opening, summon up the courage to reach out and grab it. As soon as you have it, immediately give it to me, either me or Tomonari. Don't worry. This mission is the same as the tea ceremony. Even if you mess up, we'll find a way to deal with it. Yes. Tomonari nodded along in agreement. It's alright. Thanks to Tomonari, I no longer have any doubts. All that's left to do what I needed to do. We nodded to each other as if confirming our resolve before we started walking to our target. Birdie. To the Yamabushi monk, who was drinking alone while intimidating those around him. To Kaigo Tenichibo. Every last one of you. Tenichibo, hello. Hello. Hey, how are the drinks? Thought you might have run out, so we got you some more. The second all three of us greeted him, Tenichibo's face brightened up instantly. Oh, damn! Soup and you two dudes! You guys made it! Of course, man. Today's basically a pre-celebration, so why don't we all drink together? I'll pour everyone drinks. I'll just stay here. Hey, don't just stand there. We did our utmost to pretend everything was normal and sat down around Tenichibo. But as soon as we said those words to him, Tenichibo was obviously dissatisfied. So you're just like the rest of them. Huh? I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? It's not like you did anything wrong. By the rest of them, do you mean the Roinin? How are we the same? You got no ambition. What are we even celebrating, man? How in the world can I be happy when not a single one of my requests were met? Our goal isn't just some uprising. Our goal is to build a new Daimo family, you know? Upon saying that, Tanichibo poured more alcohol into his empty cup. His uncharacteristic level-headedness startled us all. Does that mean you wanted the shogunate to recognize you through official means? Obviously. If I use my partner's powers tomorrow, I can force him to recognize me. But it's not gonna make me happy at all. Like at all. Then why did you pull that stunt recently? If that never happened, I'm sure the shogunate would have seen you in a different light. If the goal was for the shogunate to recognize you, then shouldn't you have waited? Shut up! What was I supposed to do? I was panicking and he told me to do that. He? Just forget it. Tanichibo cut the conversation short and turned away with a pout. He looked like nothing more than a sulking child. I always thought that he might not be a bad person, so there is something more to all of this? Now that I think about it, I don't know anything about Tanichibo. Tanichibo, what do you want from me? Tanichibo, why do you think that you're the shogun's illegitimate son? If you're that convinced you are, then you must have some solid proof, right? When I asked my honest question, Tanichibo pursed his lips. Well, that's what my mom told me. You're the child of that Lord Yoshimune, she'd say. Mom used to serve in the Wakayama Castle. I heard that my old man had relations with her during that time, when he was still Lord of the domain. Even my dead uncle told me that it'd only be a matter of time before servants from the government came to pick me up. Oh yeah, and my mom also told me in her dying will that I need to respect the Yoshi in my name. Yoshi. Yoshi can only mean Yoshimune Tokugawa, my old man, right? So I thought, this is it. What was your childhood name? Hanosuke. Ooh. I see. What does that mean? Yoshi isn't in Kaigo Tanichibo or Hanosuke, right? I can't speak. Oh man, I just want to meet my dad. I want to show him that I can be a dutiful son. And I want to talk to him about Mom. Why won't he just acknowledge me already? Tanichibo. Though there was a lot I wanted to say, I felt like I could understand how Tanichibo felt. In the end, he just wanted to meet his father, Lord Yoshimune. The reason why he gathered the Ronin and caused a commotion was because his upbringing had affected his thinking. He might have wanted to show off how impressive he was, even just a little, so that Lord Yoshimune would acknowledge him. That's why I have to stop him here. I can understand how Tanichibo feels, but his methods are just too aggressive. Once I confirmed that what I had to do, I picked up the bottle of alcohol that was left nearby. Tanichibo, let me serve you some alcohol. Please drink as much as you want today. Thanks, hon. You're my only oasis. No, you're too kind. And then I stuck myself right next to Tanichibo in order to pour him his drink. And not long after I tilted the bottle, I saw something sparkle in the corner of my eye. Just now, was that... I quickly turned my gaze to it and saw the magatama inserted into Tanichibo's exposed inner pocket. It was so entangled in black threads that it had become a pitch black mass. There was no mistaking it. I reflexively turned back and saw both Tojo and Tominari nod at me. I took that as their signal urging me to do it. I placed the bottle of alcohol down and slowly reached out with my arm, making use of Tenichibo's blind spot. Delicious. Drinks taste way better when you pour for me. Huh? But this is the first time I poured you a drink. Don't sweat the little things. My taste buds never lie. It must be because of the emotions behind it. Tominari, how about you try pouring your heart into my drink every now and then? No. You didn't even hesitate. Come on. What the hell are you guys doing? Though I was holding a conversation with Tenichibo, my hand was slowly inching inside the sleeve. It was already inside of the inner pocket, so if I stretched out just a bit more, I could reach the Magatama. It's okay. I'm Oniwaban, a proper member of the Oniwaban. I have to protect everyone in Edo. But... hey, wait a sec. But at that moment, Tenichibo suddenly grabbed my arm. Of course, the arm he grabbed was the one that I had snuck inside of his sleeve. What have you been up to? Huh? I've been pouring you drinks. That's not it. You were shoving your hands into my clothes all sneaky-like, weren't you? He's gonna think she's seducing him. Weren't you looking for this? Tenichibo narrowed his eyes suspiciously and took out the Magatama from his inner pocket. What should I do? You discovered what I'm after! I thought something was up. You've never been interested in me, but all of a sudden you start acting all nice and friendly. Just 'cause I'm drunk don't mean you can pull the wool over. What? Are you two having a secret talk? You've sure become real close. Tominari? But there, Tominari immediately barged his way into the conversation. Tenichibo's gaze shifted from me to Tominari at the sudden intrusion. What are you on about? What are you on about? Just now she was doing something sus. What's going on, huh? Don't just keep it to yourselves. Let us in on the conversation. Huh? What? And Tojo looped his arm around Tenichibo from behind, pulling me into a hug as well. He must have snuck behind us while we were focusing our gaze on Tominari. He was so aggressive with his hug that both Tenichibo and I fell over. With that, naturally my arm was freed. And the Emerald Magatama also slipped from Tenichibo's hand. In that moment, I moved so fast I even surprised myself. I stretched my arm to the limit and managed to snatch up the Magatama, just as it was about to roll into the ground. I did it! I immediately looked at the palm of my hand, and in it was the Magatama, glinting brilliantly. There was no mistake. It was the Emerald Magatama we were after. Soup, over here. Right. At his call, I instantly handed the Magatama to Tominari. Is this the real thing? Yes, I can see the black thread, so there's no mistaking it. Alright, then the mission's complete. Now that we had obtained the target, we expressed our joy with abandon. There had been a few hiccups, but shouldn't y'all, get out of here? Now? But what was important was that we ultimately secured the Magatama. Now Tenichibo shouldn't be able to summon the Blightfall. We did it! We protected Edo, and we protected everyone! You should go! Now the problem is solved. Go! But Tenichibo didn't share this sentiment. You guys have really done it this time! What? Tenichibo smashed a bottle of alcohol against the ground, his fury evident. Though I backed off from the sheer pressure he exuded, Tojo and Tominari maintained their usual calm expressions. Kaigo Tenichibo, as you can see, we got your trump card. Now quit your pointless resistance. It can't be! Are you members of the Shogunate? You just noticed. Samurai retainers don't normally rebel for such petty reasons. Damn! I was an idiot for trusting you all so easily. Wait, don't tell me Soup was also... I'm sorry. The guilt made it impossible to look at Tenichibo's face straight on. But even so, his quivering fist was visible from the corner of my eye. God damn it! You tricked me?! That was when Tenichibo's anger exploded. Tenichibo dashed forward like lightning, charging straight towards Tominari. He must have planned on retrieving the Magatama. Soup, hold this for a second. Huh? Me? Before Tenichibo's hand could reach him, Tomari tossed the Magatama at me. At the same time, he elegantly avoided the charge at the last second. Oof! As a result, Tenichibo continued on and collided into the bush that was behind Tominari. Ouch, that looked painful. Soup! You won't get away with this either! But Tenichibo didn't give up there. He immediately leapt out of the bush and ran towards me like a flash of lightning. He's scary. Right. First I have to make sure the Magatama is safe. Tojo, you're up next. Scared out of my wits, I quickly threw the Magatama in Tojo's direction, but the Magatama, thrown in a hurry, flew off in a completely unexpected direction.
Hey, where were you aiming at?
I'm sorry. My Magatama! There was no way Tenichibo could let that chance pass. Tenichibo hurriedly changed directions to leapt at it in order to grab the Magatama for his gosh darn it Soup.
As if I let you.
Of course, Tojo also leapt towards it at the same time. Well, and as a result, surprisingly, the two held it between them by the Magatama and string. Tenichibo held the Magatama itself, and Tojo had it by the string. Neither of them seemed intent on letting go, and the string was stretched to its limit. Let go! You're gonna break the string if you keep pulling!
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. If you're so worried about the string, all you have to do is let it go.
Oops. No way! I can't believe you toyed with my feelings! You're making fun of me from the start, weren't you?
That's not true. We're just trying to complete our mission.
Damn it! If I knew you were like this, I would have never let you into my group!
What game are they playing? Let him be. Besides, Lord Kaigo looks like he's having fun.
You go, boys! Keep at it! They're so stupid. The Ronin, sitting a slight distance away from us, didn't seem to grasp the situation and were egging them on irresponsibly. I'll never forgive you! I've never been played such a fool like this in my entire life! I can speak. When I get my partner back, you guys are gonna be dead meat in no time.
Hey, don't pull too much. You're seriously gonna break the string.
Then why don't you let go? I don't care. Just hurry up and give it back. Ah. At that moment, Tojo's warning came to be. Unable to withstand the strength of two men, the string connected to the Magatama had snapped. On top of that, surprised by this sudden event, Tenichibo had broken his grip, and the Emerald Magatama rolled towards the entrance of the meeting place.
Sorry for being late. Can I still join the party?
The person who appeared was the very Roinin who invited us to join the group. He was walking towards us with a kind smile on his face while exaggeratedly waving his hand. The Magatama that fell just happened to roll right up to his feet. Hey, you there! Pick that up and bring it over to me!
No, give it to me. This thing?
When he heard Tenichibo's menacing order, the Ronin blinked in surprise and bent down. But that was when I noticed it. The enormous mass of black threads possessing the Magatama he was about to pick up. Watch out! In an instant, black threads flew out of the Magatama as if a dam had broken. It entangled itself and formed a complex single mass. Grr. It became the massive Blightfall.
What? How? You, get over here right now.
Soup, stay back. Right. After they recovered the Roinin, Tojo and Tominari cautiously backed away. In contrast, however, Tenichibo stumbled his way towards the Blightfall. Partner, what's the matter? I haven't summoned you yet. Hey, partner. Just what is... Ah! Lord Kaigo, what's going... Ah! There was something wrong. Unlike the previous times it was summoned, the Blightfall was rampaging freely, seemingly guided only by its instincts. It didn't even appear to hear its master Kaigo's words. This is... looks like it's gone berserk. I don't know how it works, but I hazard to say it was the string. That string was why he was able to control the Blightfall, I think. And without that string... As if proving Tominari's words right, the Blightfall carelessly smashed the objects around it. It was obvious. If we left it alone, we would have a disaster on our hands.
We have no choice but to eliminate it here.
Yeah. And then the two quietly unsheathed their swords.
Get him! Get him!
It happened on a truly beautiful day. On that day, Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa was using his free time to observe the fields. Traveling along with his large outfit of guards, he gazed upon green waves of rice in deep contemplation.
Are the rice farms proceeding well this year?
Thanks, me lord. They're coming along very well. There's been plenty of rain this year, so we'll be able to pay our tribute.
I see. That's good news.
Since we're
far from the city, there's practically no damage from the Blightfall. If that's the case, I should be able to finish up with a simple round of inspections this time.
Ha, you thought.
But in that moment, something resembling a scream rang out, interrupting Lord Yoshimune's thoughts. The low-pitched noise sounded like it was rising from the earth itself and forced everyone to stop in their tracks.
What was that just now?
Maybe an animal? Vermin come out quite often to eat the rice, you see.
It sounded awfully close for it to have been a vermin.
Lord Yoshimune muttered this under his breath and turned his gaze in the direction of the sound.
Oh my.
And then, to his shock, beyond in the forest, a Blightfall was rampaging, knocking down trees as it did so.
Monster!
Settle down. Settle down now. It still hasn't noticed us.
You're right. Phew.
We can't let it go on like that. You lot, escort the residents of this village to Edo and inform the city commissioner of this incident.
Lord Yoshimune's guards nodded at those words.
But then, what will you do, my lord? Are you gonna head down to Edo with us?
Aye.
Before he answered the farmer's question, Lord Yoshimune looked beyond the forest. A large number of Roinin were frantically making an escape. They must have been at the site of the incident. That was when Lord Yoshimune had a realization. He noticed that the massive Blightfall was the same one that had attacked Castletown before.
I still have something I must do.
Lord Yoshimune murmured as if trying to tell himself. The battle was raging on. The massive Blightfall was swinging its tentacles, toppling down the trees of the forest. While dodging those blows at the last second, the two were bravely attempting a retaliation. Now, go! Unfortunately, the attack that was meant to be the final blow ricocheted off the Blightfall's mask. The dull noise that echoed across the area signified that the attack had failed.
Damn!
Huh? The mask isn't broken, Kunitaka. The mask isn't broken, Kunitaka, I mean.
I know. Its mask is a lot tougher than you'd think. Normal slashes won't put a single scratch on it.
That's troublesome. Is this kind of blightfall very common?
No. This was the first time I ever heard of anything like this happening from the captain either.
A blightfall's weakness is its mask, right? But if it's too tough to cut, then what are we going to... While we were exchanging words, the blightfall charged at us once more.
Soup.
Oh, soup is dangerous. Get back. Right.
If we don't defeat it here, the damage would spread all the way to Edo. Tominari, we're gonna try again. We might even be able to break it if we smack it enough times.
Understood. And then the two of them fearlessly leapt into battle. The area around us was already a wreck from the Blightfall's rampage. The Ronin who had been enjoying their drinks had all ran away. But there was one exception who stayed despite the chaos. It was Tenichibo. Perhaps it was from fear. Tenichibo's entire body was shaking as he looked at us from the tree's shadow. Tenichibo, please get it together. Aren't you the master of that Blightfall of that monster? What am I supposed to do? He doesn't even seem to hear me anymore. Then, is there any way to stop it? Or do you not know that either? Of course not. It's not like I made the Magatama. Excuse me. Vasa, vasa. I just happened to buy it from a store. All I learned was how to summon my partner. Damn it! I did everything that he told me to. How could have all this happened? He must have been confused. Tenichibo spat out his grievances, all while punching a tree as if to let out his frustrations. Who is this he? Oop. If Tenichibo doesn't know, then there's nothing we can do. All we can do now is pray that Tominari and Tojo defeat it.
Tominari, you're not getting close enough.
I know, but Tominari and Tojo's energy wasn't limitless. They attacked the Blightfall again and again, but without a finishing blow, it was only a matter of time before fatigue caught up with them. Even now, the Blightfall's attacks were gradually driving them into a corner. If only there was something that I could do. As I thought about that, I focused all my attention on observing the massive Blightfall. And then... Ooh? Huh? There was something shining on the Blightfall's forehead. It's hard to see because of the black threads, but if I look carefully, there seems to be something in the back. I continued to focus my eyes in observation, and I managed to spot a sparkling Magatama embedded into its forehead. When it was summoned previously, that Magatama should have been held by Tenichibo. Absorbing the Magatama itself somehow made it even stronger, which meant... Is the Magatama perhaps its real body? The Blightfall wasn't sealed inside the Magatama, but instead the Magatama itself was the Blightfall. As soon as I realized this, I ran forward and shouted, Tominari! Tojo! Aim for the forehead of the mask! There should be a Magatama embedded there. If I'm right, it could be its weakness. Upon hearing my hoarse voice, Tojo and Tominari exchanged glances for a moment. Kunitaka, let's do it.
Yeah, no choice but to hedge our bets on that.
And then Tominari and Tojo once again charged at the Blightfall.
Get 'em!
Oh. Meanwhile, at the same time, an unprecedented panic was occurring in Edo. Hey, isn't that the monster again? It's over! Edo's going to be annihilated! Though it was from a faraway location, it was possible to see the massive Blightfall even from Edo. The residents who had come outside in order to see it were now panicking. People trying to save themselves, people crying in sheer terror, people who were picking fights with anyone and everyone due to the tension. Edo has become a harbor of pandemonium.
Calm down! This is still some distance away, so it's alright. Residents of Castletown are to evacuate to Chiyoda Castle and... Move! Don't just stand around like an idiot!
You talking to me?
This is impossible! No one is listening!
That Blightfall looks pretty serious. Shouldn't we go and help them?
The entertainment district team is on their way, so we needn't worry about it. More importantly, all this ruckus might cause some Blightfall to appear, so keep a lookout for that. Continue to coordinate with the volunteer police and constables who are organizing the evacuation.
Got it.
Understood!
After they heard their orders, Yoshi and Genjuro ran off. Yep, there they go. Miyagi watched them go and then turned his gaze to Kiyoshiro next to him.
He started a day earlier than the notice. Seems Lord Yoshimune is close to the site of the incident, but I sure hope he's okay.
There were several bodyguards with him, so there shouldn't be a problem. Besides, it's his lordship we're talking about. He'd tell us to prioritize the citizens.
Well, yeah, but accidents could always happen, so wouldn't it be better if you at least head over?
This ruckus itself could be the oh my gosh, can I speak, please? Stretch. This ruckus itself could be a diversion. Taking that into consideration, it would be better if we were on standby in the city. More importantly, the evacuation isn't progressing at all. It seems as though no one can stay calm when faced with such a colossal monster. The Colossal Titan? We need to do something about this situation first.
That's true. If that's your decision, lead the way.
Hey, what's that? That was when the citizens looked towards the entrance of the city and started to raise a fuss. It was still too early for the massive Blightfall to have come. Thinking it odd, Kiyoshiro and Miyagi turned their gazes towards that direction and...
Oh, you two are still here.
Shockingly, Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa was calmly walking towards them. Not only that, behind him was a large group of rowdy-looking Ronin standing by. It was obviously not a normal thing to see. The citizens stared at Lord Yoshimune as if they had forgotten all about the Blightfall.
Lord Yoshimune, so you returned safely. But who are those men behind you? They're Tenichibo's Ronin. They seemed to be in a panic, so I guided them there. Even during this emergency? Because it's an emergency. If this number of Ronin were to scatter across the land, it'd only be trouble. Am I wrong? It is as you say.
It was such a fair argument that Miyagi answered immediately, and Lord Yoshimune nodded with satisfaction.
So, what is this current situation?
We're in the midst of evacuating the citizens, but as you can see, the chaos had made it difficult.
I see. Mitsushige, Kiyoshiro, you done well up to this point. Leave the rest to me. Lord Yoshimune, what do you plan on doing? Watch and learn.
Lord Yoshimune slowly walked forward, gathering everyone's attention.
Listen, all of you. A low voice that sounded out loud and clear.
His voice was so easy to hear despite all the noise, and the nearby citizens looked at him out of reflex. Thanks to that, the attention he had already been gathering became much more focused.
I understand that you tremble at the danger before you. It is natural, as it is for any living creature, to be scared. However, for now you must stay calm. Right now, the Shogunate's finest warriors are risking their lives to exterminate that monster. What it... Right now, the Shogunate's finest warriors are risking their lives to exterminate that monster. What is it, then, that you all must do? Is it not to protect your own lives?
Citizens quietly listened to his calm and clear words. Though the area had been filled with the sounds of yelling moments earlier, it had somehow become dead quiet.
Having said that, I'm sure you do not know exactly what you must do. Currently, my men are guiding you to a safe place. Please calmly follow their orders. There is still time, so do not panic. Now, go.
Then Lord Yoshimune clapped his hands twice as a sign that his speech was over. In that moment, the anxiety that had been in the air was completely cleared away. A noise returned immediately, but it wasn't as chaotic as before. Everyone calmly followed the orders of the samurai. As always, we can count on the Shogun. Just him here makes me feel so much safer.
But did this start with the Shogun's illegitimate son?
There's no way to know if he's the real deal or not. It's not like there's proof, so he can say whatever he likes.
Oh, you're right.
Alright, let's go, Kiyoshiro.
Understood. Lord Yoshimune walked towards Chiyoda Castle, leading the citizens. Chasing right after them, Kiyoshiro stared at Lord Yoshimune, his expression filled with pride. Its weakness was the magatama in its forehead. Once that was determined, Tojo and Tomonari slashed straight at the Blightfall.
Tomonari, we'll finish this with one last blow.
Understood. The enemy wouldn't be so careless as to let up at such a vital moment. As if it knew its own weakness, it extended multiple tentacles and intercepted them with more ferocity than ever before. Please finish it. If we can't defeat it here, everyone, Edo, would be in big trouble. I felt frustrated that I could do nothing but pray and watched over the battle. The two were cornering the Blightfall more and more, slashing aside the many tentacles that attacked them. The ones they were unable to dodge ended up slicing their cheeks or clothing, yet they paid that no mind.
Go, Tomonari!
You don't have to tell me.
And then Tomonari's thrust pierced clean through the Blightfall's forehead.
Did you do it?
I think they did. At that moment, the Blightfall bellowed a death scream. Even while it was struggling painfully, the black threads that made up the Blightfall's body continued to disintegrate, from solid matter to thread. Then its color faded and melted away into the air. In the end, the Blightfall disappeared completely, leaving only the magatama.
It's over.
After they saw the disappearance, though, Tomonari and Tojo quietly sheathed their swords. The snow sacrament was complete.
Tomonari, Tojo, are you hurt? It's alright. Just some scratches.
It worked out somehow. That was some quick thinking with that last attack, Tomonari. Come here and let your big bro praise you.
No, not a fan of being smothered, thank you. I just thought since it was so tough, it would be better to stab than to slash.
Given like the yeah, Zelda.
You're such a killjoy, man. Oh, is this the item we're after?
In the midst of their conversation, Tojo picked up the shattered magatama that had fallen to the ground. the Magatama remained tranquil, as if the ruckus from earlier was nothing more than a bad dream. Though there was still some black threads attached to it, it wouldn't be a Blightfall anymore.
Wait, no, is it already over? Does that mean we don't get our chance to shine?
No. Kinji. Yes, that does appear to be the case. It seems as though we wasted our time coming here. At that point, Otaro and Kinji leisurely walked towards us from the bushes.
Why are the two of you here?
We were ordered to come and assist you. Did you not notice? You could see this battle even from Edo.
Ah, yeah. That Blightfall was pretty big.
Hey, how did you defeat something that big? Like, it must have been pretty tough, right?
I hit the Magatama.
You hid the Magatama? Where?
I don't think the two of them quite understand each other. Maybe it's my imagination. By now, the atmosphere of the place had already become calm. But behind us, something was secretly moving.
It was Tenichibo.
Tenichibo, still on all fours, was heading somewhere without making a sound. He most likely planned to escape.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Ah!
But there was no way the Oniwaban would allow that to happen. Everyone surrounded him, cutting off Tenichibo's escape route.
You made a pretty big mess of things. Can't have you leaving without some atonement.
That's...
Oh, this is the... This is the Tenichibo? What the heck? He's still a kid.
Shut it, brat. Look who's talking.
Alright, let's tie him up. Please wait a second.
Why? If we leave him free, he might run away.
That's probably not going to happen. Please, just give me some time. I told them that and faced Tenichibo once again. Whether or not Tenichibo was sulking, he wouldn't even meet my eyes. Perhaps it was because we were surrounded by so many people, but he seemed somewhat uncomfortable. Still, he can hear my voice, right? If we talk to him, Tenichibo should definitely understand. With determination in my heart, I slowly opened my mouth. Hey, let's go to the city commissioner together. That way we can make a better impression to the shogunate. It would be best if we properly investigated whether you're really Lord Yoshimune's child, for all of our sakes. That is, if you actually want to meet Lord Yoshimune. Tenichibo?
I know. I know that's better than anyone. I know that better than anyone.
Though he never turned back towards me, his answer was clearly directed just as much to himself as it was to me. The Tenichibo case. An incident caused by a single Yamabushi monk claiming to be the illegitimate son of Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa.
I'll be chosen to become a daimyo-san.
Upon hearing his claim, many Ronin gathered at his side to offer up their services. Not only that, the Yamabushi monk was said to possess an abnormal and mysterious power, giving him complete control over an unknown monster. Then one day, when the time was right, the Yamabushi monk approached the shogunate, demanding that they acknowledge his existence. There was no proof. All he had was his mother's dying words. But there was no way the shogunate could accept such a bogus claim. And so the Yamabushi monk and the shogunate came to the brink of instigating a violent conflict. However, just before the fighting could start, someone had eliminated the very monster that was the Yamabushi monk's trump card. Strangely enough, the Yamabushi monk disappeared without a trace after the incident. Perhaps that same mysterious monster was the Yamabushi transformed, its purpose to test Lord Yoshimune and the citizens of Edo. At least, that was the rumor floating around town.
Boom, 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 boom.
About a month after the Shinichibo case, we'd gotten to a good spot with cleaning up the aftermath, and the Samurai Town group decided to hold an open-air tea ceremony to celebrate. The tea and snacks that were offered there were so very delicious.
Tea really is the best. True privilege.
My mouth is getting tired. Boo, 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 boo.
Tea really is the best. A true privilege for the people born in this country.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Thank you, Mimi. It was so nice of you to hold such a wonderful tea party for us.
Don't mention it. Today's a celebration. Let's all have fun together.
Come on, man. Of course, other than the Samurai Town team, Mimi, who aided Oniwaban, and Komame were also attending. Or rather, Mimi had planned the whole open-air tea ceremony for us. In the end, you weren't able to have an open-air tea ceremony with the samurai wives, right? How is your first time experiencing it? It's really great. I don't have to worry about wall scrolls or flowers. I can sit however I want. Open-air tea ceremonies are great.
Soup, you were pretty nervous that time. Could you even tell the taste of the tea?
Now that you mention it, I might not have. Today's tea actually has flavor. It's good.
That's good. Don't worry about etiquette today. You can have as much fun as you want.
Yes. In any case, that Tenichibo case, is it true you all resolved it?
That's right. But there is a problem. But is there a problem with that?
It's amazing. You defeated that big monster. I was just about to pass out from just seeing the real thing. When it's that big, then it certainly is scary.
More importantly, Miharu, if you're living in Castletown, wasn't it pretty bad? Heard there was a huge panic.
Yes, that's right. Everyone was going all over the place during the evacuation. You couldn't move a single inch. I hate to think what could have happened if Lord Yoshimune didn't show up. Oh, right. Lord Yoshimune was the one who led everyone in town. Lord Yoshimune was so cool. He was able to coordinate all those citizens so easily. He really is an incredible man. What you thinking, Kiyoshiro? Huh? Could Kiyoshiro be... Hey, wait, Kiyoshiro, why are you laughing to yourself? You're gonna ask that now?
What? I'm not laughing.
But the corners of your lips were raised. What's up with that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Come on, calm down, Mimi. Kiyoshiro must have been happy that you were thinking so highly of Lord Yoshimune.
You don't see that too often, though. Now that I think about it, I almost never seen the captain smile.
Me too. Perhaps he feels more at ease when it comes to talking about Lord Yoshimune.
Dear baby.
As that conversation unfolded, Komame was engrossed with leaping around the garden. She normally spent a lot of time at home inside the room, so she seemed to be enjoying the freedom.
Komame sure is energetic. Also, sorry for leaving all the care to you. I wish there was something I could do.
No, it's not a problem. You always help me out. It's the least I can do. Besides, I also enjoy being with Komame.
I see. I'm happy to hear that.
And then Tojo smiled gently while looking at Komame. Yet he didn't even call out to her. He was probably worried that Kamame would just run away. Tojo and Kamame's relationship is sad in a way. It's almost like some sort of unrequited love. Hey, Tojo used to own that little sparrow. Why are you taking care of it now? Well, it's a pretty long story. As we were discussing that, the little sparrow in question disappeared into the bushes. Oh my, the little one went into the back. Ah, Kamame, you shouldn't get too far away from us. There are walls surrounding us, so she shouldn't get lost, but... Surprisingly, Kamame immediately leapt up out of the bushes. What's up, bud? Not only that, but she was racing towards me at the same speed as she would run away from Tojo. She looked so stressed and it made me wonder what the situation was when... To my surprise, a snake was chasing Kamame from behind. It was startlingly fast and it looked like he was going to catch up to Kamame at any second. At this rate, Kamame's going to get eaten! Kamame, I'll save you! But before I could run towards her, Tojo leapt forward from beside me. And then... Take this! Using his sword with his sheath still on it, he instantly held down the snake's head.
Well, well, are you the one bullying my baby?
Tojo nonchalantly picked up the snake and shot it a threatening glare right into its face. Perhaps because it had accepted its loss, the snake seemed completely downtrodden.
Good. Looks like he lost his appetite.
Then Tojo tossed the snake over the wall, where there were very few people passing by. Kamame, are you alright? Aww. While that happened, Kamame rushed over to me and I hurriedly held her in my hands. Kamame was shaking and trembling, but she didn't seem hurt.
Seems like she's alright.
Tojo also came back soon after and looked down at Kamame with worry. Not only that, he reached out with his arm and gently pet Kamame.
I'm so glad I made it in time.
Thanks to you, she's safe. I never expected there to be snakes around here. I wonder if it came in from somewhere.
Maybe from a crack in the walls? I'm glad it wasn't venomous, but we should do something to prevent them from entering again.
You're right. We don't want Kamame getting attacked again. Then at that point of the conversation, I noticed something.
Duh.
To my astonishment, Tojo's hand was placed on top of mine. He must have been trying to support Kamame unconsciously while petting Kamame with his one hand. His other hand had completely enveloped mine. I was just thinking, it was like, oh my gosh, Kamame's letting him touch her. Tojo was completely focused on Kamame, and he didn't even notice this at all. This is a little embarrassing, I think. But if I move my hand, then Tojo can't pet Kamame. What should I do? As soon as I became conscious of it, I could feel the sensation of Tojo's hand. Warm, big, rough.
It's your main hand.
The more I tried not to think about it, the more it began to invade my thoughts. Do you have a hand fetish?
Soup, why are you making that weird face?
Huh? No, this is my normal face.
Did something happen? Is Kamame actually hurt?
Tojo took the hand that was petting Kamame and slid it around my back, drawing his body even closer to mine. You're not helping! Her position so that it would look as if he was hugging me close to him. Everyone is going to think where are we in your route? I could no longer think clearly. Despite knowing that my face was bright red, I couldn't do anything but look down. Tojo, that's probably not it. It's because of you. I think it's because you're so close to her, she's getting all nervous. Mimi also noticed. How embarrassing. That was when Tojo finally looked at me.
Oops, guess it was my fault. Sorry.
I must have figured it out after looking at my face. Tojo immediately moved away. Sorry for reacting so weirdly. I'm not too used to this kind of stuff.
No, it was my fault. Don't sweat it. I've always interacted with guys or kids, which messed up my sense of personal space.
No, it was my fault too. But I noticed Komame seemed fine even while you were petting her, Tojo. Normally, she'd immediately run away.
Now that you mentioned it, you're right.
Tojo once again faced Komame, who was still sitting in my hands. Even though Tojo was at such a close distance, Komame remained calm.
Komame, are you cool with me now?
But at that point, Komame returned to her usual self. She made a sound like a scream and escaped from my hand so fast that my eyes couldn't keep track of her. It seemed as like she hadn't completely opened her heart up to him.
Yeah, she wasn't fully ready yet.
Oh, I see. I get it now. So that's why Tojo can't keep her.
That was quite the physical feat if you train her. That was quite the physical feat. If you train her, couldn't you use her as an assistant in combat?
That's the thing, unfortunately. Komame can't fly because of an injury.
That would make things difficult.
Huh?
When the conversation drew to an end, I noticed something. Oh yeah, Tominari hasn't said anything for a while now. I wonder what's wrong. When I looked behind me, Tominari was piling snacks onto a plate. Beautifully decorated wagashi and manju. Heavy red bean mochi. And to top it off, Competto candies sprinkled all around. We'd eaten nigiri earlier, so he must have been preparing something else. Tominari, what are you doing?
I wanted to make a fancy snack arrangement. That's why I brought all of this stuff.
Isn't tea supposed to be the main attraction of the tea ceremony?
Yep, but this is for you to celebrate the success of your first major mission.
For me? Now that I think about it, Tominari also gave me a reward before. Even now, I could immediately recall the taste of that competto. Then when I thought about it, I was probably able to complete my Oniwaban missions because of him. Thanks to what he did, and the reward he'd given me, my success finally felt real.
Here, try some.
Whether he knew my feelings or not, Tominari handed me the snack arrangement with a smile. Thank you. Of course, I decided to take one of the competto. I can't pronounce shit. Decorating the sides of the dish. Are you fine with just competto? Of course. This is the taste of our memories, right?
Yeah, it just might be.
Seeing me pick up the competto as if it were a valuable treasure, Tominari squinted his eyes in joy.
What's up, guys? Why does it feel like there's more to this story than that? Let me in on it too.
This is something we like to keep a secret, even from you, Tojo. Right, Tominari?
I won't tell him anything.
Come on, you're leaving me out of the loop again? It's not so easy being older.
Hey, they're so young. Kiyoshiro and Mimi peacefully watched on as we giggled and enjoyed ourselves. Speaking of which, I received some wagishashi from Lord Yoshimune as a reward. Oh? Was it good? No, I haven't eaten it yet. I was told it was for the whole Samurai Town team, so I left it in the foyer.
Captain, did it ever occur to you that the Shogun might have given it to you because he heard we were having a tea ceremony today?
Yes, that's so. In that case, I believe I may have made a mistake. Oh dear, you're so hopeless. I'll go get it. Upon hearing that, Mimi immediately stood up. Mimi, do you want me to go with you? No, it's fine. It'll just be a second, so wait here and drink your tea. Ah, there she goes. But if we're going to discuss this case in more detail, now is as good a time as any. As soon as I thought of that, I faced everyone once more. So what happened to Tanichibo? It had already been a week since Tanichibo was captured. The investigation conducted by the Kanto magistrate had come to a close. It was around the time that the results should have been released. Kaigo Tanichibo is currently being held in a prison house, just like the other Ronin. Then does that mean Tanichibo isn't Lord Yoshimune's illegitimate son? To answer your question, he is not. Well, it was true that his mother was a servant in the Kishu province. He was not Lord Yoshimune's child. It appears Tanichibo was simply fooled by his mother's words. Aw. Oh, I see. His reasoning seemed suspicious, and I felt a little sorry for him, but there was no helping that. But the case hadn't been completely resolved. We haven't been able to locate the merchant that Tanichibo bought the Magatama from. According to Tanichibo, it seemed that he pursued this foolish endeavor as per that same person's suggestion. I'm getting a little dizzy here. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. I think up next, I'm gonna do some Class of '09. Yeah. Thanks very much for... Oh my gosh. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to like or subscribe or whatever, all that crap I'm supposed to say, but yeah. See you later. Bye.